My fiancé was cheating me with my brother. So, I cracked her sister. I proposed my girlfriend on a Tuesday.
She said yes. I was the happiest in my life. It was perfect. That was the last perfect moment we had. Because after that, something shifted. Small at first. She started texting back slower. Not like busy slow. Like deliberately slow. I noticed, but I said nothing. Figured she was stressed. Wedding planning is a lot. I gave her space. Then I started noticing that whenever we were together, she was always on her phone chatting with someone. I would be mid-sentence and she would just drift. Eyes down. Thumbs moving. Little smile sometimes. The kind of smile she used to save for me. I asked her once who she was talking to. She said her friend from work. Then she would flip the phone face down and change the subject. I noticed, but still said nothing. I was telling myself I was overthinking. Then I started realizing I was always the one texting first. Always the one calling. Always the one making plans. She was just showing up. Barely even that sometimes. Like physically present, but mentally somewhere else. But I loved her, so I kept going. Then came the dinner. We were out with friends. She had too much wine. We got home and she could barely walk straight, laughing at nothing, bumping into the doorframe. I sat her down on the couch and she looked up at me with this loose, lazy smile and said, "You know your brother's so much more handsome than you, but you make more money so it works out, I guess." I froze. She was completely drunk, so she laughed, fell sideways into the cushion, passed out in 4 minutes flat. I sat there in complete silence, staring at her. Then I picked up her phone. I didn't know her passcode. I had never needed to. I just stared at the screen for a second, and then something in my gut said, "Try your brother's birthday." I tried, and it actually opened. I actually laughed. I went to the messages and found his name, and what I saw made my stomach drop through the floor. Photos she had never sent me. Long paragraphs full of things she had never said to me. And then I scrolled back and recognized the timestamps. The messages she was sending him were from the exact moments she was sitting right next to me. Phone flipped face down. Little smile. Friend from work. That friend from work was my brother. Then I found the message that finished me completely. "Once I marry him, I'll take half of everything, and then we are done with all of this. Just a little longer, baby." I put the phone down exactly where I found it. Walked to the bathroom. Sat on the edge of the tub. Stared at the floor for a long time. Like a really long time. I don't even know how long. I just sat there with this hollow feeling in my chest, like something had been scooped out. Not anger yet, just emptiness. The apartment we were going to move into together. The venue deposit we had already paid. All of it just sitting there in my head feeling stupid now. Feeling embarrassing. I splashed water on my face. Went back to the living room. Looked at her sleeping on the couch. She looked exactly the same as always. That was somehow the worst part. Then I sat in the kitchen alone until 4 in the morning, just staring at nothing. Didn't sleep, didn't eat, just sat there turning it over and over. By the time the sun came up, I had gone through sad and landed somewhere much quieter and much colder. That is when I started thinking clearly. That is when I thought about Maya. Maya was her sister, and Maya was everything my fiancé had stopped being. Warm, actually funny. The kind of person who remembered small things about you and brought them up weeks later just to show she was paying attention. She had always been kind to me. More than kind, honestly. I just never thought about it like that before. I called her, met up the next day, showed her everything, every message, every photo, the whole plan. I watched her face go through 6 different emotions in about 30 seconds. Then she looked at me and said, "What do you need from me?" I said, "Don't tell her anything yet." She nodded. That was that. What happened between me and Maya after that is between me and Maya. 2 weeks later, I called my fiancé and ended it. She went into full performance mode immediately, crying within seconds. Voice breaking. "I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. We can fix this, please. You are my future." The whole thing. I let her finish. Waited for the silence. Then I said, "You should have thought about that before giving my brother gok gok 3,000. Complete silence. "What did you just say?" she said. I showed her the video of her giving my brother gok gok 3,000. She was crying during the whole video. "That is not what it looks like," she said while wiping her tears. "So long, gold digger." I hung up. Should I give my fiancé a second chance? What do you think?